Humanity's first homes were never just shields against the wind, the rain, or the wild. They were, even before we realized it, canvases. They were the very places where the first seeds were planted, the idea that the four walls we inhabit could become an extension of our very souls. Imagine around 17,000 BC. In the flickering light of the Lascaux caves in France, a human hand, using earth and minerals crushed upon a stone, traces the form of a bison onto the wall. This was not merely a hunting ritual or a simple record. In that moment, with that very line, decoration history took its first breath. That person, amidst the harshest conditions of a struggle for survival, felt a profound urge to transform their shelter into a home, to imprint it with a mark of their own identity, their beliefs, their memory. Every symbol, every hunting scene etched onto those walls was a signature, setting that cave apart and imbuing it with meaning. And so the magical journey of home decoration began right there, illuminated by the trembling flame of a torch against a cave wall. This saga is not merely one of aesthetic evolution. It is a reflection of our culture, our technology, our economy, and our most profound instinct to create etched in stone, timber, and metal. Today, even as we adjust the lighting in our smart homes with a tap on a screen, we are, in essence, carrying the spirit of that first cave artist. The quest to give meaning to the spaces we live in, to make them us, has never changed. Let us take the first steps of this fascinating journey together. Neolithic plastered rooms, the first breath of Çatalhöyük, c. 7500 BCE. When you step into the homes of Çatalhöyük rising over the dusty plain, the pale whiteness of lime-plastered walls greets you. The builders of this early settlement were not merely shaping clay with their hands, they were giving form to their sense of order. On the walls, red ochre triangles, waves, and hunting scenes appear, each one a quiet symbol of the people's beliefs. Rough woven mats lie on the floor, clay vessels rest in the corners, and grain is stored in niches carved directly into the walls. These humble details mark the very first steps of interior design. Here, functionality and aesthetics were born together. The cosmos of the Nile, Egypt's eternal rooms 3000 to 1000 BCE. As you walk through the sands of time and enter a house by the Nile, you feel the world take on an entirely different meaning. For the Egyptians, interiors were not merely places to live, they were spaces arranged to represent the universe itself. The walls are painted with lotus and papyrus motifs, and every color is chosen with intention: blue for the breath of life, green for renewal, yellow for the divine light of the sun. Ivory inlaid chairs, ebony and cedar tables, even the animal-shaped legs of furniture are symbols of protection and power. Wandering through an Egyptian home, you notice every object has a purpose, every arrangement holds a meaning, nothing is placed by chance. Babylon's brick splendor, the geometric order of Mesopotamia, 3000 to 539 BCE. In the vast land between the Tigris and Euphrates, stepping into a home feels like hearing a new language spoken through its walls. Mesopotamian craftsmen used clay and brick with such mastery that the glazed bricks of palaces shimmered under the sun. Homes often contained bas-relief carvings, symbols of gods that served both an aesthetic and protective function. On the floors lay geometric tiles, on the walls bands of color arranged with mathematical precision. Here, interior space was built on calculated order, because for these people, order itself was sacred as the sky. The quiet wisdom of harmony, ancient Greece's balanced rooms, 840 BCE. Arriving on the shores of the Aegean, you find an entirely new philosophy shaping the interior world. Greek homes were crafted around the idea of human-centered harmony, walls painted with frescoes in soft, muted tones, never overly bright, never too dull. Furniture made of walnut, olive, and pine arranged in balanced, symmetrical layouts. The design of a room was meant to reflect the spiritual calm of the person living in it. Greek craftsmen used to say, a space should not exhaust a person, it should accompany them. Much of modern design still follows this ancient principle. Rome's sunlit courtyards, the birth of modern interiors, 146 BCE, 476 CE. When the wheel of time carries you to Rome, you realize that interior space has taken on a completely new meaning. Roman houses, especially villas, brought functionality and display together in a bold synthesis. Wide atriums drew light from above. That light became the heart of the home. Peristyle courtyards offered coolness with their water basins and were framed by marble columns. Pompeii-style frescoes on the walls created illusions of depth, and mythological scenes turned every room into a story. Mosaic floors glimmered with color, while wood, marble, and bronze coexisted in the furniture. Walking through a Roman house, you understand. Interior space had become a form of status, an art, and a way of life. The journey of design. This long journey of interior design tells us one simple truth. Human beings have always carried their spirit into the spaces they inhabit. From the plastered clay rooms of Çatalhöyük to the mosaic-lined halls of Rome, every era recreated the idea of home through its materials, its beliefs, and its sense of beauty.